Hey friends, TUXX here. I am super pumped because today is the day, my friends, that I'm finally upgrading my radar detector in my car. I just got a new Corvette and I wanted to go ahead and get a new radar detector because it's been a while. It really has. Like, if you go back in my queue, you'll see the last time I actually bought a radar detector was like, what, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? It's been a while. It really, really has. So it seemed like it was time, and I weighed out all the different choices out there. There's so many things in our house. We have a couple Max3 60s, which are an upgrade more expensive than this one, actually. And of course, there's even more expensive upgrades now that have the camera and the radar detector built together for about $800. But you know what? I decided I was going to go with something which is time tested for me, something that is not quite as expensive, because quite honestly, I don't think I use a radar detector that much. But it's the type of thing where when I didn't have one, I did get 2 speeding tickets, and it was like, several $100s for each of them. So it really, I think, it saved me money over time by making sure I had a good radar detector. And what's happened is over the past 5, 6, 7 years or so, ESCORT, the app they use on their phone, no longer works or supports the newer Bluetooth is a problem. So if you have a older ESCORT radar detector, it probably still beeps and all that good stuff. But I really wanted to have one where the app works, because in my car I have the Wi-Fi and I wanted to have it be connected all the time. And it just seemed like it was high time to do a little upgrade too, because police do change radar from time to time, and it's good to have the newest tech, and it's not the type of thing you need to buy all the time. It's like a cell phone. You don't need to get every generation of a cell phone. And with radar detectors, it's even more so. Like, you really can skip, many generations, but eventually there does come a day where you want to get a different one, okay, to upgrade and have all the latest bells and whistles. And that's where we're at today, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to have 2 different videos. I'm going to do one for the camera, okay, and one for the actual unboxing of the radar. So after a lot of debate, and I really mean a lot of debate, researching it, looking at different reviews, looking at YouTube videos, trying to find out what was the best solution for me, I went with the ESCORT, okay? And the reason why I did is this is just a newer version of the one I had before. It's not that expensive, really. This particular model here, at the time of purchasing this, it was in like the $300 range, and that's full price. And I had a coupon that saved, about another $100 off the price, and I'm going to sell my old one on eBay, and get a few bucks off it. Because once you have a new one, at least for me, I don't collect them like something, so I don't really have a need to save it for any particular reason. But you can really get a good deal. I will have a link for this in the description right below, okay, with Amazon's best price. Now, I do recommend buying this on Amazon, because I tried buying this through ESCORT, and actually they missed me several times, and it was a real headache trying to get this device, because they wanted a signature. They needed a signature, and I work a lot. I'm not always home. I don't always hear the door like bell going off or whatever, so it was a pain trying to sign for it. So I would recommend Amazon, and that's what I wish I would have done, and I'm going to save you guys the trouble, and the link will be down below. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in and open up this bad boy here. This is how it comes from Amazon or from ESCORT. You can see a beautiful package, definitely very giftable, looking good. We got a picture of ESCORT Max3, level up to the Max3, premium range, auto alert intelligence. So looking good, all the latest bells and whistles in there. On the side here, we got a few comments for you. Basically, this does include the Drive Smart app, which ESCORT are known for. It's definitely a good program for you. Shared network alerts can help you for things, not just radars or laser, but actually for like stoplight cameras, all sorts of things. Device settings management, you can turn off and on different types of radar to customize it for just the way you like it. Multi-device management, okay, so you can actually switch out different pieces of it. You can manage devices through the app, which is really nice. Of course, the app is available through, iTunes or the Apple Store and Google Play Store. So good stuff. On the back here talks about a few of the benefits here. We'll go over real quick. Premium range. I do like ESCORT. They do really reach a long way, and that's the thing with radar is most radar can pick things up really close, but by the time you're that close, you have a ticket. The cop's seen you, he's radared you, you're gonna get that ticket. You don't want that, okay? You really don't. A couple $100 right there. The price of this is like 1 speeding ticket, okay? And this will last years and years, okay? Auto learn intelligence, it kind of learns like your routine, so it will learn to, like, not to actually beep at like supermarket lights or doors or whatever, or like different types of police like slow down to the speed limit signs, that kind of thing. So in time it can learn that and actually beep less. And there's settings where you can kind of customize its sensitivity to that as well. Okay, intelligent speed sensitivity, automatically adjust to your speed. And I do like the way this actually does tell you like how fast you're going and how fast the speed limit is. It uses GPS and Wi-Fi to determine the speed limit in your area. And some cars do that, but it's really nice to include that, you know, which is good. And it does show a little arrow where the thing is coming from, if it's a camera, etc. It has the Defender database, so it talks about updates where all the red light cameras are, that kind of thing, all the speed traps essentially, and advanced filtering to filter out those things which are not radar, you know, like doors at Kmart or something, you know. So good stuff. Anyway, it looks good. Lots of stuff. Good little fine print down there. Everything is good. Let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, I'm going to try and keep the box nice here. And you know what? I hope I have the old box. I believe I do. So I'm going to go ahead and try and use that old box. Got the scissors here. Let's go ahead and try and gently open this up, keeping the box nice. So there we go. You know, radar detector is the type of thing which every now and then I have bought some old ones. There was one from, I guess, Udidin, I think, was the company, and it had like a nice metal, like kind of frame to it. Back in the 90s, I liked a lot. Actually, I do remember that radar detector. It ended up getting ripped off on South Beach, but I ended up buying a new one on eBay years later, and still is like one of my favorite for like the actual feel of it, because it had kind of a almost like a metal or ceramic feel, which is really nice. It felt really good quality, and we'll see how this compares once we get this opened here. But we'll go ahead and keep pulling here, and I'm trying to cut the plastic nicely. Let's see if I can do this okay. I want to try and keep the box nice for the next owner, you know? Nothing like buying a used one and getting all the parts. All right, let's go ahead and open this up and pull this out. There we go. Little pulley. I like the way they do include a lot of nice extras with these. It really kind of makes you feel like you're getting a nice package when you buy one from ESCORT, you know. You're getting everything kind of put together a little bit more than like buying like a Cobra at Walmart or something. And, you know, would the Cobra work? Maybe, you know, maybe, but maybe not quite as far, you know. And also, it's just nice to get all the little extras. So here, we'll go ahead and pull this out. We'll leave this right here. Now, one thing they've included over the years, which I don't always use, but I do appreciate, is like a little case. It actually comes to a little case to carry things around in. So, I'm gonna come back to this. Let me show you the accessories first. If you open up this little side patch here, it's got some cool stuff for you. Now, I actually like using the wire tap, where I'll actually tap the radar into the actual like OnStar rear view mirror. But it does come with a little plug here, like a car. I like to call them a cigarette lighter, I guess. Some people might call them aux inputs, because you know, people don't smoke in their cars as much as they used to. And I hear a Corvette. If you hit this right here, this is a mute. So if you're actually getting like a false signal, you can hit this here, and that will actually mute, which is really nice. And it does use kind of a strange, almost like a telephone cord here. Let me show you this real quick. This is how the end looks, like a little telephone cord. So a little bit of a different look for you. And then, of course, again, I do want to show this real quick, because here on the end, check it out, there is actually a USB, so you can actually plug something in here. I may do a live demo later where I show this plugged in the car, but for purposes of this video, we're just going to do an unboxing, okay? But anyway, nice long cord, nice and springy, everything you need. Telephone end, clicks in real good, so very cool. If this does break, I think most radars use this kind of telephone end, and you can buy like backup copies from ESCORT or from Bell or whoever the manufacturer of your radar is, or they make generic ones you can buy on Amazon or eBay or whatever. So anyway, it's not hard to find these. And again, like I think most people honestly like tap it off the mirror these days anyway. So that's that. In here we also have a little suction cup. Let me keep this in the bag for right now, but I just have like a 3M tape here you peel off, okay? And this just plugs right in there. And this, you know, I've always wanted to have a good mount, like a mirror mount, but it doesn't always work out for me, where sometimes my mirror doesn't have enough room for it. I did try buying a mirror mount recently for my old radar, and it just wouldn't fit, okay? So kind of a pain, but anyway, this is the actual, I guess let me go ahead and open this up a little more for you. This is one of those like one suction cup ones. And what is a little bit unique about this is this does have the magnetic part right here. And this is different compared to other ones that where it would like click in place. Now it's a pretty strong magnet. We'll show more about that in just a minute. And then this is click, just like that. And that holds it to the glass. So anyway, they're really good. The magnet will show off more in a second, but this is actually my first one that has a magnet. I've seen them in action before, and I like them a lot. This turns, you can adjust it just where you want it. So good stuff. Now in here we do have a couple little warnings, warranty things. We'll just leave that in the box right now and take a look at this. This is how it comes in, like its own little ESCORT package, so very cool. if you want, you could take this on the road or take it in the house if you were about getting ripped off or whatever. Or you could just like take this to a different car maybe if you're going on a road trip in someone else's vehicle. And inside here you can see a nice little thing for books. And then inside here is the actual radar. So here, we'll take a look at this together. Again, this is the Max3, so we'll pull this off. Good amount of weight to it, actually. This feels a little heavier than some other previous radars I've had. Feels definitely have good quality. The outside is plasticky, though. It's not like some kind of like metal or aluminum, which in some ways might be good in case there's a situation where it's hot inside your car, you know. Metal may not be the best thing. We'll peel off the protective tape here. There you go, and you can see we got some buttons up here for power, mark, mute, volume up and down. These buttons are very cool looking, very glossy, but they are also very small actually. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe when you're actually driving, you might want to use the app or something, because it might be kind of hard to actually hit some of these on the dash. Very teeny buttons. I wish they were a little bit larger, to be honest. Okay, let me pull off this for you. The back side here, I guess, it has another weird thing is they actually use this older style like micro USB. It's like the larger, fatter USB, not like USB-C or whatever, which, you know, for 2023 at the time of recording this, I'm kind of surprised it's not USB-C. And there, of course, there is a telephone plug that, you know, this plugs into. So you just take your plug like this. This plugs in like a telephone. Make sure I got it going the right way. Kind of snaps in place just like that. So you can see very easy to plug in. But I kind of wonder, why don't they just have you like USB-C? That's kind of odd. You know, oftentimes you'll try and update these on your computer at home. Although the good thing now is that with cars having Wi-Fi built in a lot of cases, you can actually update the databases, that kind of thing, in the car, as opposed to bringing this in the house and, you know, plugging in via, you know, micro USB into your computer and downloading a firmware update or whatever. But all in all, pretty cool. Okay, so here's the finished product. I'm at the beach right now, Key West Beach, and you can see here it is on the windshield. So there's a little bigger view of it kind of going in. Now, I may actually move it around a little bit. It definitely is something which, because of the bulkiness of the camera, okay, which I'll have unboxing in a different video, and the radar detector put together, it takes up a little more space. So instead of having it more here, I may actually want to have it more like up here, okay? So I may play with that a little bit, but I was trying to get the camera kind of close to the center of the whole windshield to get a good, you know, view of the car. And in fact, I think it might actually be aimed up a little bit too much at the sky. So definitely might take a little plane to get this all exactly where you want it. But that just gives you kind of a basic idea how it looks. I may do some separate videos later on the actual showing the video. You know, maybe I'll take a drive around the island or something and show what the video is like. But I hear it's very beautiful. I've seen it on other people's cameras, and I believe it to be really decent. So compared to the competition, everything available, it's good. You'll see. But anyway, guys, that's the whole thing put together. Definitely works. Very solid. I'm not worried about it falling down or anything strange. So it is looking good. Now you can see with this kind of plugged in here, again, this is just a magnet. Once it's in place, and that little square, there's a little square right here. This part here, the little square goes right in there, like that. You can see it's really solid, you know, so it's not really going to fall down. I feel very more secure about this than a lot of suction cup mounts, you know. So we'll see in time if that kind of starts having an issue where it falls down on its own. I may have to look into something else, but this feels very secure, actually. So I'm definitely thinking this will hold it in place. But anyway, good looking radar detector. I hope this does a good job for me. Again, my previous ones have done great and have actually saved me money. So if you're thinking, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't have a radar, like, you just shouldn't speed. You know, it's tough, guys. It really is. Like, if nothing else, radar detectors raise your awareness to the speed limit in the area, okay? So even if you're, you know, not intentionally gonna speed, this will help remind you, you know, like, oh God, I'm speeding, you know? And so you can slow down just a little bit, okay? My Corvette goes extremely fast, okay? So it's nice to have this as an option to try and make sure I stay within the limits, you know, and don't get a ticket. The last thing you want is a ticket or an accident or worse, you know? But anyway, good looking detector. And I may do some more videos on this down the road. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? But there will be, again, a link for this right down below in the comments, in the description, so you can check it out, and you can get your own from Amazon, which is, again, my recommendation, because when you buy it directly from ESCORT for the Passport series, they want a signature, which is really hard if you're working, you know, if you're not always home, if you don't hear the mailman knocking at the door or UPS knocking at the door, it can be very tricky, okay? And also, coming up in just a day or so, I'm going to have a second unboxing video for the camera right over here, okay? So get ready for that, okay? Again, any questions, guys, let me know. TuxToys@gmail.com. You guys know I'm here to help. Don't get a ticket. Get a radar detector. Save yourself some money, you know, and definitely watch out for those speed traps because you know those cops, man, they're looking to give tickets sometimes, okay? So make sure to protect yourself with a nice radar detector, okay? All right, friends, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.